So the question is, does Bitcoin correlate with the stock market or gold? Well, today it's correlated pretty much with the stock market. Correlation, by the way, can go from -1, which is the complete opposite. One goes up, the other goes down, to 0, which is no correlation whatsoever, to +1, to 1, which is perfect correlation. So Bitcoin does correlate with the stock market, and it's some number between 0 and 1. I don't know, 0.7, 0.8 if I were to guess, without doing any kind of real analysis. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's also kind of understandable. So I don't think people expected it necessarily, but it is what it is. Bitcoin was invented as actually a peer-to-peer transactional currency, intended for buying and selling products and services and using instead of the US dollar. However, it's ended up being seen as a store of wealth, and actually the strongest store of wealth ever, the strongest money ever, stronger than what was previously the best store of wealth, which was pretty much gold. And yeah, when it finally calms down, when there's a lot of adoption, more adoption than today, because we've got some ways to go, we really need to go to the level where countries are holding in their strategic reserves Bitcoin, just like they're holding gold today. Companies need to hold it as well. It needs to be part of every single pension fund, some small percentage, in the way that gold and other precious metals are today. So it needs to get that kind of adoption, and it's got some ways to go. Right now, market cap of gold is 10 times Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, even though most people have heard of it, most people have never possessed any. So it's got a long way to go. And when it finally gets there, then its price will also behave more like gold. Now, gold is not like completely stable. It does go on up and down downswings and things like that, but it's a lot more stable than Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin is supposed to be the most stable of all cryptocurrencies, but it's still nowhere near as stable as gold. So for now, it correlates with the stock market. So in terms of money supply, interest rates, people, if they got disposable income, want to do some discretionary investing, they can invest in stocks, or they can also invest in crypto. It's almost like a substitute for stocks right now, but in the long run that should change. When all the coins have been mined, when it's well established, it should behave much more like gold. So when is that? I don't know. All the coins won't be mined until next century. However, I would expect it to start behaving like gold a lot sooner, because even Bitcoin will eventually have this fixed money supply that I'm talking about next century. However, gold doesn't have a fixed supply. Obviously, there is new gold being discovered all the time, and it's kind of in the interest of the gold industry for miners not to go crazy trying to find all the gold that they can. They sort of allow the new stuff to be discovered at a very small, low but steady rate. That suits everybody in the gold industry. So I believe the gold supply goes up about 3% every year, or something like that. So yeah, the new supply of Bitcoin is really quite small, but I think there's about 1 million left to be mined, and right now there's already 20 million coins or thereabouts that have already been mined. But that million, though, it will be spread out over a great many years. So in some ways it's not that far off gold in terms of the increase in money supply. It's not that radically different, but it is much less mature. It's got a far lower adoption. Most people have even just touched gold, but I don't know many people who have passed by or had in their possession a Bitcoin wallet. So it's got some ways to go, but personally, I think that will happen, and we'll just have to be patient. It might not be in my lifetime, it might not be in many people's, but one day I do predict that will happen, that Bitcoin will behave much more like gold. But of course, by that time, it won't be quite the speculative asset that it is today. So just something to bear in mind. Anyway, hope you found this interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.